life's too normal and you need a change from something totally expected to something strange. It's time to go to a place where improv dreams come true, and all we need is you. It's the world's nerdiest improv show. WNIS Weenus, don't you know? Get your internet connected on your screen aglow, and we'll make it up as we go. The world's nerdiest improv show.
Welcome, everyone. This is the world's nerdiest improv show. Parentheses, WNIS, parentheses, Weenus. The parentheses are said out loud.
They are. And we are your hosts. I'm Katrina Charles.
And I'm Jen DeHaan. And this is the show where we talk about improv things.
We do. And we're back to pre-recording because last night my internet, or last night too. Last week my internet was really bad. So we're back to pre-recording. But our future selves are probably live in the chat right now.
Yeah. Say
hello to your future self, Jen.
Hello, future Jen. Be nice in the chat, future Jen.
Hi, future Katrina. You're doing fine.
Future Jen, you're not okay.
Oh,
sorry, future Jen.
Future Jen, I believe in you.
Yeah. I don't really believe in you, future Jen.
I do.
You're not. Okay,
I do.
Oh. Katrina, you're a much nicer person than I am.
No, I'm not. It just depends. It depends on the moment. But anyway, our future selves are in the chat. So please feel free, if you're watching, to chat with who we are like 6 hours from now.
Yeah. How was your week? Speaking of hours.
Gosh, it was great. Just living the dream. Living the dream of I saw some ducks this week.
Saw ducks? Nice.
I saw some ducks. I saw some geese.
Yeah.
Too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think those were the highlights.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, birds are good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't seen any birds this week. I'm afraid.
No. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But it's been a relatively good week. It's got improv in it. I've watched shows. Shows are fun.
Shows are good.
Yeah.
Shows are fun.
Yeah.
What shows?
Oh, God, that's what I'm sitting here trying to remember. Which shows did I actually even watch? But I did want to say that I know tonight I'll be watching the movie. We have TJ's Movie Minute coming again this week. And I will be watching the movie that TJ talks about, which I'm not going to spoil, tonight.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what show TJ has reviewed this week. Mm-hmm. And also to watch it. And also to watch the one from last week because I forgot to.
Oh, yeah, that's a good movie as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think we have a soup sponsor this week.
We do.
Yeah.
And this one comes from a very special source on the internet, doesn't it, Jen?
It does. Yes. This is our soup of the week from plantbasedrecipe.com.
And the exciting thing about this is there's actually a recipe to it, which Jen will link to in the show notes. So I'm very excited to try this and make it, probably while watching TJ's movie.
Yeah. Oh, that I think they'll pair very well for you.
Oh, maybe this is our new thing, soup and movie pairings for the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Just see how well actually, because I don't know what movie, like TJ picks the movie and talks about it, and I pick the soup, and those choices are generally independent from each other just due to timing. And I think that there is a possibility that it will be an incredibly negative, poor pairing potentially because of the nature in which they are being paired, which is random.
Well, just to round out the trifecta, I will suggest a beverage maybe to go with it, and then there's more chance of one of the two, or one of the pairs of things.
One more variable.
So this week's beverage, not sponsored, is cranberry juice. Enjoy.
Nice. I love it. We'll have to add that to the show notes as well.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Enjoy a nice cranberry juice with a vegetable noodle soup and whatever movie TJ suggested today.
Yes, this is potato and vegetable noodle soup.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. The noodles, I think, are fairly important. I like a good noodle. So,
Yes.
yeah.
What kind of noodles are in this soup?
The noodle, it's a wheat noodle.
I
The
love a
one
good wheat.
pictured is definitely a wheat-based noodle. I generally like a wheat-based noodle.
love a
I like a
wheat-based
rice
noodle.
noodle. Who am I kidding? I like all noodles. I like all noodles, other than a bean noodle. I don't like a bean noodle.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Didn't last week I got onto gardening, and this week now we're into food recipes
Well,
on an improv show.
I mean, improv is really about everything, and we bring ourselves to improv, you know? So
That
this
is
is us.
true.
This is us bringing ourselves to improv. Is it good? You decide.
You decide and let us know, in addition to the pairings as well. That's where I was going with that. These are random pairings. We want to know if they're bad or good. So please comment, email, go into a chat somewhere where we might be, and let us know. And also, I will say that I'm heavily inspired by Billy Merritt, who I get coached by, who does oftentimes bring food into all the improv things. So
Interesting.
that might be where this is from.
No. Well, I love bringing food into improv, so
All right.
hats off to Billy.
All right. We're going to blame Billy.
Hashtag blame Billy.
Blame Billy. So we will have guests. And that could be you. So do contact us if you do want to be a guest on this show and just talk about improv things. This is where the guest would be if we had a guest on this week, which we don't.
Right here.
Right
here.
in this section, right here.
Here.
But until that point, we will go straight into our advertisements, our ads, our special improv ads.
Our special improv ads. Roll 'em.
Let's roll those ads.
Hello. Do you procrastinate? Do you have trouble getting things done on time? Do you often wait to the last minute to do things that you have to do? If you answered yes to this one question that I asked in 3 different ways, then improv may be for you. Improv. There's usually not homework.
Have you been raised to never let history repeat itself? You might be living in a world of first beats only. How do you know if you're trying to survive on first beats alone? Well, symptoms might include: your first beat was frat bros heading to Burning Man, and your second beat was something like completely unrelated about 2 sisters gossiping, like about 90s after school specials or something. Or you thought of a perfect Rooster callback and you kept your mouth shut because you thought no one needed to revisit that great farm scene again. Or you could have made a real solid pigeon pecking connection during the third beat, but you didn't because it would have been too much, you thought, to go back 30 minutes in the set. You know you're living an anti-second beat lifestyle that rejects historical repetition if this very advertisement gives you chills, nausea, acid reflux, a bad case of heartburn, vertigo, unrelenting jazz hands, and chills. If any of these symptoms resemble your history-hating reality, you're living in a world of first beats only, and you need help from us here at Do It Again Please, an improv sabbatical. At Do It Again Please, an improv sabbatical, you'll redo history. You'll get reps of beats. History starts repeating itself by noon here. You'll receive the same dry toast you got at breakfast, but also for lunch, and also for dinner. Oh, that asshole who stole your parking spot right when you arrived, don't worry, you'll see them again, because we've assigned you parking spot 17F, and we also hired Tad to pull into 17F seconds before you arrive. In fact, we'll assign you the task to go off-site and pick up more post-it notepads for Do It Again Please, an improv sabbatical's central office 5 times per day for the length of your stay. And every time you repeat this task, Tad will be waiting in his RAV4, and he'll pull into 17F right as you pull up. Good work, Tad, and good work you reliving this annoying experience 5 times every single day you're here. Doesn't seem funny yet? Don't worry. The 11th time Tad pulls into your spot, you'll get it. Because that's why you're here. You need to learn till you know. Get it. You'll marinate on that great comeback while you're in aisle 5 at Office Depot. That's where the Post-its are. And eventually you'll tell off Tad perfectly. Every single time. So many beats. So much opportunity. So much Tad. Here at Do It Again, Please, an improv sabbatical, we believe a joke gets funnier the more times you say it. And that dry toast gets moderately tolerable by day 8. But best of all, we'll let you mangle your second beat with a premise that barely rivals the first beat, but at least demonstrates you're moderately aware of the relevant concepts and technique by the time you drive home from the sabbatical. Don't live in a world of first beats only. There's always more roosters to call back. And there's always more Tad. So call us at 1-800-555-BEAT. That's 1-800-555-BEAT for Do It Again, Please, an improv sabbatical. Call us, please.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Hi, Katrina.
Hello. Can you tell my eyes twitching?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Is it? Are you okay?
It's like twitching a little bit. I don't know.
Oh my goodness! It was maybe the length of that previous ad.
It was probably just the stress of not being on my improv sabbatical right now.
Oh, that's right. Well, you have to call the Do It Again, Please.
I will.
An improv sabbatical.
Well, I keep leaving a voicemail over and over again.
Oh, they're not answering you?
Oh, they're answering. I just keep leaving a voicemail.
Oh, nice. Well, I like that. I mean, that's kind of in line with what the sabbatical's all about.
Yeah, no, I figured that's what I was hoping.
Yeah, well, it gets funnier the more that you do it and beat that.
See, yeah, I've left about 45 voicemails, but I think the 46 is going to be hilarious.
Oh my God, that's exactly when it becomes funny.
Good.
Yeah, nice. All right, should we go on to our slides?
Yeah.
All right, well, this segment is called
As Seen on the Internet.
As Seen on the Internet. All right, well, our listeners on the podcast, we've brought up some slides. Just a quick preamble that all of these articles will be linked in the show notes, so you can go watch, read, listen, whatever you want to do for all of these articles that we're just showing a screenshot of here on the visual representation of the show. Our first slide is from Katrina. Katrina.
Yeah. So this is a Reddit post I found this week. Someone posted it 5 days ago. But basically asking the question, if there are any films that follow the structure of an improv long form. And a lot of people commented what I wasn't expecting, which is a TV show called Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
Might have heard of it. I've personally never watched like at length Seinfeld. I've definitely seen episodes, but I never really got into it. But now I want to try because I'm like, oh, cool. Someone else said Burn After Reading is actually a herald.
Huh.
So I don't know. I haven't seen that either. So I need to watch it and see if that holds true. It does have 18 or 16 upvotes. So
wow.
Who knows? Right? Someone else suggested the UCB TV show follows a herald pattern in most episodes. Have to look that up too. There was just like a few other suggestions that sounded cool. Apparently 30 Rock might follow a herald, which I watched. Like the last time I watched through 30 Rock, it was far before I'd started improv. So far before I knew what a herald was.
Yeah.
So confirm or deny, but excited to watch that again and see. And same with Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, I believe, was also possibly. So wow. I don't know. I just I don't know if these are all correct or not. I'll have to like go back and check. But I also thought it was cool to just I had never considered that TV and film would use like improv structures to tell a story. So I don't know. I thought that was cool. And now I have to like go look for it in film and TV. And if you see something cool in film or TV that might follow an improv structure, please let us know. So I can add it to my Letterboxd watch list.
I love that Letterboxd watch list. Yeah, it's interesting. And there's so many improvisers in the shows that are listed that were, involved in writing, and it makes sense to use that structure, which has been around for a very long time now. So it makes and it makes a lot of sense because it kind of just pulls a a show together naturally through the specifications. And one thing that I've noticed is fun is I'll watch improv shows where I'm not sure about the structure and take notes. I did that for the Rat Scraps show because I was doing a like an after spiel on Rat Scraps show for a little while. And I wanted to understand the structure that they were using in order to do what I was doing. And it's fascinating to, like, just when you do watch just for form, how much it changes your understanding of the show itself. So it is I can imagine watching a movie would be an interesting experience, noting it along, taking down notes and watching for that structure.
Definitely. Can you give any insight onto the Rat Scraps form?
Oh, Katrina has left the studio. So we will get Katrina back in 1 second and showing on stream. Katrina, welcome back to the studio.
Speaking of improv shows, Ghost is back on CBS tonight, which I'm very excited to watch. And that was me being a ghost disappearing.
That was ghosting the show,
I was
but
ghosting
only
the
for
show.
a second, only for a slight second.
Not
podcast.
Sponsored.
And our podcast listeners would be like, I noticed nothing other than
Right.
Jen started randomly talking extra.
To our podcast listeners, I just peaced out. I just didn't want to be here for a second. I just flipped.
It looked so cool the way that you did it too.
Thank you.
With full
Thank you
style.
so much. I have been practicing. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Dramatic pause.
So yeah, I forgot what I was saying, but
Rat Scraps. We were talking about Rat Scraps form. Mostly I was noticing where the connections and callbacks came in was a big one for me, and sort of watching where in the show, the two halves of the show that started to happen, and just sort of comparing the structure of the first half to the second half. And the speed of the tags, I would watch for that sort of stuff as well, for where the scenes went, and then where the edits happened, where the sweeps happened. And cool. You just kind of have to do that. So it's like you're initiating scenes, and then how things speed up in the half of the set, I think, is what you might notice if you were to do that too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. I will have to pay more attention.
Yeah, it's fun.
I find when I'm watching improv or television, I don't pay attention enough to like follow the structure.
Yeah.
I pay attention barely enough to follow the story. But
yeah,
and that's on
definitely
ADHD.
something to do separately.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I agree about the ADHD thing.
Yeah.
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 We should move on to the next slide.
Moving on.
Moving on to the next slide. Well, it's related. It's related on purpose. So this is another one from Reddit that I was reading, and it was, how would you define a format in the context of improv? So this is talking again about those structures, the named structures. Can you... how does it pertain, the overarching definition for all the forms as it applies to improv? And a lot of people are talking about it's like the first one, you can replicate the starting and how the show is run, the starting, middle, and end of a show. It's the overall structure and agreement on how it's going to happen, or a template. Those are definitely true, but one thing that I notice is it might not, those definitions might not encompass one other way that I think form is used. And so I will do a Billy. We were talking about Billy Merritt earlier, so let's talk about Billy again. This is a direct quote from Billy. Suggestion is opening, opening is theme, and theme can be form. So there is a way of doing forms that are both either inspired by other structures. So like you could be inspired by Pretty Flower. The opening might inspire, this is going to be a Pretty Flower, or this is going to be a mono scene just based on the way that we started the show, or we're going to use Harold for this because that's how it kind of started, and we know those structures. So we know what's happening. Oh, this is suddenly a slacker because that's what the opening or the first scene inspired us to make. And we know that structure. So that's just following a known structure, which the definition would count for that. But there's another way of doing a show, and that's you're inspired by the opening or the first scene to do a theme, and then you basically make a new form based on how the show starts. So this might just be taking in your knowledge of all the forms and making a new form on the spot, a structure that makes sense based on how the show started. And that might be your theme show. And that's, of course, not following any sort of agreement, but it's agreement in the moment. So that maybe that is some other definition or name or something like that, but that is something that happens that I think would probably fall into the definition of a form, but it's like a form in the moment. Anyways, that's my thoughts on that.
Good thoughts.
All right, next slide. Where are we going from here? Oh, we're going to the word of the week. Katrina, why do we have a word of the week?
Oh, well, so we can expand our vocabulary and use it in a scene.
I love how you
Or
said that.
vocabulary. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a Moira Rose inspired. But yeah, just so we can have a fun little thing to use in a scene, and maybe it'll inform a character or something your character knows about.
Yes.
Who knows? The
Yeah.
possibilities are literally endless.
It is. And I think that especially those of us who are like the writerly types of improvisers or into sketch or stuff just love words as well.
I love a good word.
Throwing a good word in there.
Throw it.
Yeah, I'm going to throw the word then. It's pill
Toss it.
garlic this week. Pill garlic. That's apparently how it's said. I did go listen to about 4 or 5 different sites, and they all said pill garlic, so hopefully that's correct. And pill garlic is a pitiable or foolish person, the fool, and regarded with mock pity or mock contempt. And the basis of the word, both of these are old school, obsolete words, but this might be the more obsolete usage of the word, is a bald head or a bald-headed man was given as one of the definitions of pill garlic. And that's where the word originated from, which is peeled garlic, which is assumed to be it kind of looks like a bald head, a peeled head of garlic. So
Honestly, I have to say I love garlic so much that I would love to be called a pill garlic.
yeah,
I would be like, that is a compliment. Thank you so much.
I like being the fool enough,
Oh, yeah.
so I would be totally fine being a pill garlic or being called a pill garlic, either one of those things.
And in tarot, the Fool is actually a hopeful card because it means new beginnings and stuff like that. Because a fool will just go blindly into the new beginning without knowing what's going to go wrong. So it's like actually a positive thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
And we can circle that one right back to ADHD as well.
Yeah. And what's it called? Multi-interested person? I don't know.
Multifaceted.
Sure.
That's not multi-interest. Yeah, we like a lot. We like to learn.
We do.
Yeah.
Don't ask me anything else about tarot, though. I know like 3 cards.
I know 0 cards. Are there? I think there's a death card I've heard about.
There is a death card, but that's actually also a positive card.
Is it really? How is the death card positive?
Because it means like the end of a cycle. So like, and then like a new beginning. So like, the Fool might have like a relation to it in a way.
Oh.
Of like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like the death of some stuff that's bad.
Right?
End.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So like things have to end for new things to begin. So it's actually kind of positive. Yeah.
Oh, I've learned so
Unless
much.
unless you're reading it as like death and then it's not that positive.
Yeah. That would be possibly negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Our next segment that we have is Scene Sprinkles. We're seasoning scenes with all those specifics and details. It's good to learn things. So this is kind of this week I've noticed, and you can do this from anywhere. You can go out and do stuff. You can watch media. You can learn things. You can learn facts. This week we found some things. I believe this is from TikTok, and the link will be in the scene notes. Katrina, I love this one.
Yes. So this is my scene sprinkle for the week. It's a TikTok I found that we will link, I think. But basically, when you cross a bottlenose dolphin and a false killer whale, you get a wallfin. And they're two different animals that shouldn't technically be able to breed because they're in different sections of the chart. There was a word for it. I forgot. Genera, maybe? I don't know.
Okay.
They're
Genus?
just they're just like they're farther enough away that they shouldn't technically be able to breed, but they do. And then you get a wallfin, and unfortunately they are more common in captivity. Boo. But they can happen in the wild in places where both species live. So, fun fact. And there's also something called a narluga.
Narluga.
Which is a narwhal and a beluga.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know any of that. And it sounds like if I encountered that in a scene, I would also think it was being made up.
Exactly.
As part of improv. But it's real.
It is real.
I love it.
It's kind of like how narwhals are real, even though they look like unicorns.
They do not look real at all. I'm sorry, narwhals. I'm really sorry about that, but you don't look like a real species.
Doesn't look real.
Nah.
It's actually, fun fact, a narwhal's tusk is actually a tooth.
Really?
They have one very, very long tooth.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. Well, we're going to be disappointed by the next slides because they are not as interesting and they are not nearly as fact-based, but they did make me laugh. It did make me think of an improv scene. So mine, again, I will link this on TikTok because I do encourage everyone to go see the video because it'll just maybe well, I hope it will brighten your day. It's chickens jumping, hens jumping for noodles. And they lift themselves off the ground in a way that is comical, that is delightful. And I did not know that chickens would jump.
No.
It makes sense, but I just didn't know that they did it. For our viewers that are watching the visual representation of this show, we are looking at some images of chickens jumping up for noodles, hanging from the ceiling. And it's, I don't know, I'm hoping it's delightful. Here we got a close-up expression.
Oh my gosh.
Of a chicken.
Are we sure
grabbing
that's
a spaghetti?
not a picture of me eating ramen? Because
You look like that?
I do kind of look like that.
It's delightful, though.
It is. I tend
as
to
a bug.
hang my noodles and
So-
eat them that way.
We are absolutely going to need some video of Katrina eating ramen now.
Fair.
Because I have to see that now that
Okay.
you've brought it up.
I'll get that for next week.
Okay, next week.
I don't think I have ramen, but I do have spaghetti.
All right, listeners, next week we're going to see a video of Katrina eating ramen, and our podcast listeners might have to we'll find a way to put that in the show notes as well.
There will be links somewhere.
There will be links.
I do have to say, looking at these photos of these chickens going for noodles, I always think about how chickens are descended from dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then I just imagine a dinosaur doing that. And it makes dinosaurs that much more lovable.
Yeah, but now I'm just thinking about humans hanging from the sky, and you know, it's just took on a different characterization in my head.
Okay, I do want to be clear. You took it there.
I did take it there. That's my fault, everyone.
I was just thinking, wow, a T-Rex would really love some linguine.
Yeah.
Like, they never got to try it. I feel like they would love it.
And I'm just thinking of human legs dangling like noodles. All right, listeners, if you want to submit to us improv things that we should discuss or any facts that we need to know, please know that you can contact us on ween.is or on our social handles, WN Improv Show. And you can get that to us or come visit us if you would like to.
Yes.
Or you can send us something like TJ sent us, which is what we're going to be showing next, which is
Yeah.
TJ's Movie Minute.
Movie minute. Let's
Yes,
go.
all right. Let's see what TJ is bringing us today. And these movies all involve improvisers or improv in some way in our improv universe, in this style of improv, I believe, even. All right, let's see TJ's Movie Minute. Hopefully this works.
Making Babies. I love this movie so much. I love Eliza Coupe. She is an absolute genius. And her and Steve Howie in this movie, they are both fantastic together. This movie centers on them as a married couple, who are trying to have a baby and having a lot of unsuccessful attempts at doing so. However, they don't let that stop them. They keep trying, and as they keep navigating trying to do so, they run into a lot of wild, crazy supporting characters and bonkers mishaps and adventures. Especially one of my many favorites centering on John Daly as like a chill Zen Buddhist dude with like a short fuse. Just watch this movie. It's awesome.
I love it, TJ. Thank you so much, TJ. And I just wanted that Movie Minute where it was like, and zero and up. But TJ said it was awesome. And that was it. So we didn't miss
Amazing.
anything. Yes.
Cool. Well, we do appreciate TJ filling that full minute.
Absolutely. Just chock-a-block full. So that's what I'm
Full
going to be
content.
watching tonight.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. And it's amazing when you watch these movies how many improvisers you do see in the cast every single time.
It's so fun. It's honestly, the more you do improv and the more you kind of like see like, oh, I took a class with that person who's serving wine in this movie. How very cool. Like, it's what a neat small world. Makes me feel like I'm connected and not just on a computer all the time.
We are connected. We are part of something.
We are all one.
We are all one. Oh, what a lovely. And on that note,
Join our cult.
Join our cult. It's not a cult.
Yet, but it could be with you.
It could be with you. All right, we need to change a photo on our wall. I'm apologizing to our podcast listeners that you don't get to see this fantastical production
value. You're valuing up my production.
We're going to do it right now, aren't we?
We are.
All right. Well,
All right.
we gotta tilt out of the way.
I'm tilting the wrong way.
Blip. We changed a photo on our wall.
I love the plaid.
Yeah.
I'm in Washington. We love a good plaid here.
We absolutely love a good plaid, and there's also a toque involved in this photo. A toque. Or a beanie, depending on where you live. A knitted woolen cap.
Fancy, fancy.
Yes. We had a poll recently on the World's Greatest Improv School Facebook group about the difference between a top hat, a fedora, and a toque. Not the difference. You could vote for one of them with no context.
Who won?
The toque won. Yeah. Nice.
Go toque.
Go toque. Katrina, do you have any plugs?
Plugs.
I don't. But if anyone wants to hire me, let me know.
Yes. If you have a job.
I'm a UX writer / content designer, and I can also do improv. So hire me, please.
Yes. I would like to plug Katrina as well. Hire Katrina. That's my first plug.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I need a job.
Yes. We're looking for Katrina.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a plug so much as a plead. A plead.
Yes.
Plug and plead.
Plug and plead. I like
Plug and
it. We
plead.
should rename that segment to be Plug and Plead.
Plug in Katrina begs for a job.
Yeah. Well, I'll plead as well. I'll plug a class that I have coming up starting February 28th. World's Greatest Improv School. I'll have a link in the show notes, but we're doing an improvised morning show. We're going to be focusing on character development, character sustaining and adding specifics, details, and doing a brand new form. It will stream on both podcast and on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube and everywhere. So check that out in the show notes if you're looking for some improv classes.
If you can tell by like our studio and our tech and stuff, it's going to be a really cool class. It's not going to be using different technology, but still, Jen is a master and wizard, and it's going to be fun.
Thanks, Katrina. Yay! Thumbs
Take your
up.
class.
All right. Well, I think we've done a show. Do you think we've done a show?
We have. I feel like you've done a really good job at herding me in the right direction the whole time.
I think you have done a fantastic job in being herded.
Thank you.
I don't feel good hurting you, but
I appreciate it, though.
we'll leave it on that positive note, I hope. All right. Well, I'm going to roll the credits. Let's roll those credits. And thank you, TJ, for sending a video to us. And if you have, anyone else has any video mentions of improv things that they want to send, you can send it to us too. We'll put it in the show. And stuff. And things. And we will see all of you next week. And blackout.